What you saying, gals? Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we live life the affordable way. My name is Moniqua. Today's lock video is going to be all about how to choose the right starter locks method. Now I know this can be confusing, especially for people who are just starting their locks. So today's video is going to be all about discussing how to choose it, and let's see what works for you at the end of the day. But first, let me know down in the comments what starter lock method that are you most intending to start with. Like which method you think will be best for you and why. Let me know down in the comments. But the first tip we want to talk about on how to choose the right starter lock method is you have to understand your hair type. Your type, your texture, all of this plays a part when it comes to your lock journey. Oh, and always keep this in mind. Coarser hair and kinkier hair locks very quick. However, loose, natural hair takes a little bit longer to lock, but it still does lock. If you have a looser curl pattern, it may be best to start off with two-strand twists, and if you have coarser hair, it may be best to start off with comb coils. As for me, I started off with the comb coil method because I feel like that was what works for me, and I can't tell you no word to lie, within a month or two I was able to see a difference. So like I say, it all depends on understanding your hair type. A next tip that I'm going to give you if you're just starting your locks is you have to consider your lifestyle. Your lifestyle is going to play a very big factor in how you're starting your lock journey. And I say this because if you're an active person like us, gymming a lot, running a lot, or just active on the whole, gymnastics, if you're underage, method may have to be different when you start, because your retwist won't last as long if you just simply retwist and palm roll it, or if you're somebody that swims, it won't last. So it may be best to consider semi-freeform or freeform. This is when you don't have to do little to no maintenance when it comes to your hair. You can continue to be active and your locks are still going to look beautiful. However, it's not going to be as uniform as you would want it to be. But if you start with semi-freeform, you can do less maintenance, like less retwisting, less styling, literally no styling. Semi-freeform don't do no styling at all, but you can still style here and there, like for a special occasion, and it may be best for you if you're somebody with active. But if you're somebody on a more softer pace style, then you got comb coils, you got two-strand twists. Any of these methods are going to be a good starting point when it comes to your lock journey, because you're more soft pace now. It can work out once you stick to your schedule. Like my schedule is literally 4 to 6 weeks in between retwists and 2 weeks style in, 4 weeks style out. Like that's what's working for me. And if you're somebody in like any of those fields that I mentioned, then like I say, your lifestyle does play a factor. So it's so much more to starting your locks than people make it seem. They try to make it seem like it's easy, but it's not easy. Like it does take a lot of thought into it, because you don't want to start your lock journey and then have to cut it off. Like a lot of people are cutting off their locks because they started for the wrong reasons, and they also didn't do any research. So if you're watching this video, make sure I like it, because I'm sure you're doing enough research. Another tip that I'm going to give you if you're just starting your locks, that you should think about your desired look. Like think about how you want your hair to look at all times. And I'm saying this because yes, locks are a style, but locks definitely requires a lot of tender care and loving in the beginning, because your locks are not always going to look like how you desire for it to look. It's still going to look beautiful, mind you, but it's not going to look how you desire for it to look all the time. So that's good to keep in mind when you're just getting started. If you want a more uniform look, then you can consider two-strand twists. Two-strand twists, your hair is basically going to be twisted all times, and it's going to basically lock from the top to the bottom. Yes, the twist may be visible, but it's not that visible. Your hair is still going to lock, you know. If you want another uniform or manufactured look, then you can go with comb coils. But I just want you to know, with comb coils, you can literally see that your hair is locking up. Like it's no if ands about it. Like it's no hiding it. It's no style. Like you can see. And with comb coil method, your hair has to get retwisted, and your hair has to not be retwisted all the time. With comb coils, you can literally see changes within comb coils. Like me, like I said, I was able to see changes within 2 weeks. So with comb coils, you can literally see changes, but it's all up to you. It's all up to you at the end of the day. If you want like a more fuller look, then you can go for the braided look, or you can go for freeform locks or semi-freeform. Freeform locks and semi-freeform are like if you want like super thick locks, like the Bob Marley kind of locks, then you can go for more freeform, semi-freeform, and you wouldn't even gotta worry about the side look. Like that's gonna be your look every single day, you know. So yeah, just think about your desired look. Like, what desired look do you want to have in the future? Like, what desired look do you want to have basically for a year? Like, how you want your hair to grow? Drop a comment down below if you've been thinking about that. Another tip is you have to assess your patience level. I always tell people, when you're starting your locks, patience is definitely key to your lock journey, because sometimes with comb coil locks your hair can unravel, two-strand twist, your twist can come out. It all requires patience, and not only that, you won't be able to see like results right then and there. And that's what I always tell people to keep in mind. Like, just because what you see on social media does not mean it's happening in real life. Like, everybody here is different, everybody goes through different challenges. Like I see somebody with locks today on social media, their locks look gorgeous. I talking drop down gorgeous, but in person I was like, what's going on here? I see build up, I see length, I see thinning. But it's on social media, it's not always going to be what's portrayed in real life. So this is why you have to do a lot of assessing. Do a lot of assessing when you're just starting your lock journey, and figure out, okay, am I patient enough? Am I patient enough to go through the stages? Am I patient enough with my locks when I don't have a retwist? Am I patient enough to wait in between retwists? Like, your hair does not need to be washed every day. Your hair does not need to be retwisted every day. Your hair does not need to be styled every day. Locks within itself, from you start and you commit to this journey, it's a style. So take all of the nice fancy styles we like to get out of the picture. Your locks naturally hanging, roots out, no scalp showing is a style. Embrace the style, okay? And if you're somebody who doesn't have patience, I forgot to put this in there. If you're somebody who doesn't have patience, I want you to know that instant locks is also a method. Now, I notice I can be able to literally pick up if somebody has instant locks or not. I don't know if you can pick it up, but I can. Like, I can see somebody who started their locks naturally versus somebody who has instant locks. Now, somebody who joined on somebody else's locks is hard for me to tell, but somebody who like literally have the fake locks in, I can tell. So that's also a method. If you're not interested in the stigma of it all. A next tip I'm going to give you is budget for maintenance. Methods like instant locks and interlocking method, these are retwisting methods. If you don't know, these methods requires a hefty budget. Now, not to say like that hefty, but it does require some sort of hefty budget. You need a professional to interlock your hair, and you need a professional to start off your instant locks. Like, if you could take the chance to start it off yourself, but it's good to get a professional because you don't want to do it the wrong way. You know, not saying you can't do it yourself, but it's good to go to a professional. At least seek professional help before you decide to take that step and just doing it your way. And when I say budget for maintenance, I'm also meaning like if you're somebody who has like regular traditional locks, just budget like every month for maintenance. Although locks is not that high, like we only have to buy oil, have our spray, get our hair done every 6 weeks, and also we have DIY maintenance, which is also cheaper. So we're only basically restocking gel, edge control, and maybe clips. So that'll be the only sort of budget for maintenance when it comes to traditional locks like comb coil, two-strand twist. But if you're somebody like in the interlocking field and instant lock field, I say budget because it can be costly. And this brings me to my next tip. While I'm talking about professionals, consult a professional. Consult a professional before you get your locks. Like, if you're still unsure, you did the research and you're still unsure, consult a professional in your area, your local loctician, somebody that actually, not somebody that styles locks, somebody that is a loctician that will literally assess your hair and come in and go through the different talks and let you know you can start this way, that way, the next way. Like, consult a professional who will be able to help you on your lock journey. Somebody who will look out for your best interest and not for a buck, you know. So a professional will be able to tell you which method is best, especially when it comes to your hair type. Another tip that I'm going to give you for a starter locks method, and if you have a difficulty choosing, is with a temporary style. Now, I used to wear braids a lot. Like, I used to wear braids a lot, but I noticed braids with, you know, my edges. The reason I don't have much edges right now, like I have a little something, but it's not a lot, is because I used to wear braids a lot and they would braid in everything, but I always liked the look. I always liked the low maintenance of it all, but I didn't like sitting down to get it done, you know. So I did braids a lot. So I was like, you know what, maybe locks can definitely be a thing for me. You can put braids in your hair, see if you could deal with that for a long length of time. You can do the 2-strand twist. I had that in my hair as well. I did love it. You know, every summer, I don't know if it's a thing all over the world, but every summer in the Caribbean, everybody would either get their braids or their twists in, and that's their summer style. You keeping that in for your hair for like 3 months before school opens again, and that can those styles that there can definitely give you like the feel of what you're going to experience when you get in your lock journey, because you have to moisturize your hair, you have to wash it. The only thing that you're not doing is retwisting it. However, some people do get their braids freshen up, you know. And then another style that I tested was full locks. Now, I should have tested this style before I got my locks, but I tested it during my starter lock journey, and I love my full locks. I absolutely love it. However, it was damaging to my lock over time, but that's why I said I should have tested it before I got my locks. So get your full locks, and those styles can definitely let you know if the lock journey is for you. Like, you can just experiment, see, okay, if I could do this if I could do this for 6 months or 3 months, then I could do this, you know. So those are temp styles if you're still unsure about which direction you want to take on your lock journey. Another tip that I'm going to give you for if you're starting your locks is avoid overthinking at all costs. Like, overthinking can definitely cost you when it comes to your locks. Like, we can literally overthink ourselves into like a depression state. Like, we overthink a lot. Like, sometimes it's just good to just do it. Just jump into it. Just start. No lock is going to be perfect. You are not going to know how your locks are going to look in 3 years from the first year. Like, it's so much different phases that we go through. Everybody hair grows differently. Like, you just gotta stop overthinking and just let your hair do what it naturally supposed to do, and however it naturally forms, love it in the way that it is. Another bonus tip that I'm gonna give you is every locks has its pros and its cons. So I would definitely write out the cons and write out the pros, or look at people who shared the pros and look at people who shared the cons of locks, and see if it's for you at the end of the day. People share their lock journey all the time. Share your lock journey. Share what tips you need to know. You can share it down in this video. You can search tips that you're looking for. Like, the internet is so vast now. There's so much different avenues that you can take. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I was happy to film it, and be sure to look out for the next video. If you're new to locks, check out my locks playlist that will be at the end of this video here, and be sure to subscribe if you're interested in locks and beauty and makeup content. Thank you.